Welcome to Stack. In this video, you will learn how to implement a stack in Python. I strongly recommend that you follow along with me and create the code yourself because that will help you understand the program step by step. You can also watch this video first and then follow along the second time. If you are new to my channel, then make sure you subscribe to Tech and hit the bell icon, as that way you will come to know whenever I release new videos like these in the future. So let's first quickly understand what a stack is. This picture you see is an example of a stack. Now consider this a stack of books. So there had been a time when they kept only one book, and then they kept the second book on top of the first one, and similarly the third book on top of the second one, and so on. In technical terms, this operation of adding a book on the top is called a push. Suppose I need the fifth book from the top. So I can't just go and take it out without disturbing the stack. The proper manner of taking it out will be to remove this book at the top and then the book beneath it, and so on until I reach the book I desire to read. The point to note is that the books are removed from the end of the stack. So the last book added to the stack is the first one to be removed. In technical terms, this removal operation is called pop. And also, stack stores items on a LIFO basis, which means last in, first out basis. In this video, you are going to learn how to implement a stack using Python's inbuilt data structure list. In this program, I'll implement the following methods associated with the stack. The top method is going to return the topmost element of the stack, and then we have is_empty that is going to tell us if the stack is empty or not. I'll simulate the push operation using append, because append operation adds an element at the end of the list, and to pop a value, the list provides a pop function that removes an element from the end of the list. At the end of this video, I will also tell you the performance issues you can run into if you implement stack using the list, and I'll also let you know how you can overcome them. I'll switch to PyCharm now to begin writing the program, so gear up because the fun begins now. I have created a new file pystack.py in which I am going to write my code. I'll begin with creating our stack class. I'll name it pystack. This gives it a charming name, so I'll write class pystack : then I'll initialize the stack, which is a Python list behind the scenes in the init method. So I'll write def __. Okay, I'll take PyCharm's help. Here I'll write self.stack. Stack is going to be the name of my list, and I'll initialize it to an empty list. There you go. My list is initialized. Now it's time to first write the code of the push method. So it will be def push self. Okay, it has got it automatically. So it will be self.stack.append, and then I need to append the data. Okay, so it's showing the red line because I forgot to pass it as a parameter to this push function. Now it makes sense. Okay, so data in the function brackets of the push method represents the value that will be passed as a parameter during the function call and will be appended to the list. Now let's write the pop function. Luckily, Python provides a pop function for the list that removes the last value of the list, which in our case will do exactly as we need. So it will be def pop, then self will be populated automatically. I'll write self again here, then stack, and then I'm going to write pop. As simple as that. So push and pop are done now. I will write the top function now, which will return the first or let's say the topmost element of the stack. So it will be def, then top, right, coming over here, self.stack, Okay, so since I have to return the topmost element, so I'll have to find the final index, and that can be found using square brackets len, then self.stack, and after this I'll write -1. Okay, so what I did here, every time the top function is called, the final element of the list should be returned to the driver function or the main function. To access the final element, we need to find the last index of the list, which we can find out using the len function. Subtracting 1 from the length of the stack is necessary as the index in Python begins from 0. So this entire expression is going to give us the final index. Now I'll write the is_empty function, which will tell us whether the stack is empty. So I'll write def is_empty, then self, and then I'll have to return a boolean value because I'm checking whether the stack is empty or not. So it will be self.stack equals to empty list. So if my list, which I have called a stack, is empty, then 1 will be returned, otherwise 0 will be returned. Okay, and both are boolean values. So this will do the necessary task. Now I think, why not write a function that users can use to print the stack at any point in time. So let's begin writing it. So it will be def print_stack, and then I'll start a for loop. S in range, over here I'll write len, then self.stack -1, it will run through -1, and the step will be -1 as well. Over here I'm going to simply print self.stack, and instead of the index I'll write S. You can see that I'm printing the list from right to left because that's how the stack looks like in the real world. So this expression is going to give me the final index of the list, and this -1 as the second parameter suggests that the loop will run till 0. This -1 indicates that the loop is going to decrement by 1. Alright, so this class looks good. Now let's write the code to create an object of our PyStack class and call each of the functions. So let me first begin the main method. So I'll write main, and I'll take help of PyCharm to generate the main method for me. Okay, so first I'll create an object SDK, and I'll initialize it by writing PyStack and brackets. So this is my object initialized. Alright, so I want to bring a level of sophistication to my program, hence I'll provide a menu that will interact with the user to take the inputs. To achieve this, I will start an infinite while loop. So I'll write while and then true : and now I'll code the menu items that will be displayed to the user. So first item will be push. So I'll write enter the value to be pushed. Okay, the second menu item will be pop. Third menu item will be top. Fourth menu item will be print, and the final menu item will be quit. Great, I believe I haven't missed anything. I have push, pop, top, print, and quit. Now it's time to take the input from the user in a variable. Hence I'll declare a variable op and then assign its value from the console using the input function. So I'll write op equals to input, and I'll write enter the stack ops, give a space. Since for the push operation I am expecting the user to enter a value, so that will be two values in total. Number one, the name of the operation, and number second will be the value to be pushed to the stack. Hence, I'll have to split the input. Therefore, we'll have to use the split function. So I'll write dot over here and then split. I will initialize another variable user underscore op now. So it will be user underscore op, and then it will be op within the square bracket 0. Observe that I am only assigning the name of the operation to the user underscore op variable, which is why I have used the index 0. And that is why I have taken the help of a second variable. Now for a better user experience, I would make the input case insensitive. To do that, I'll use the dot lower function. So over here, I'll put dot lower. Now I'll start writing simple if and else to call respective functions as per their operations. So I'll write if user underscore op equals to push colon, then using the object STK, I'll simply call push and I'll push the values. To access that value, I'll have to use op, then within square brackets 1, and I'll have to typecast it to avoid any kind of runtime typecast error, because we are sending an integer value as of now to the push function. So I am sending as the parameter the second value stored in the op array. So this op variable actually became an array when I used the split function. This is the value the user would like to push to the stack. Now let's write the condition code for the pop operation. So it will be elif user underscore op equals to pop, right? So I'll have to write some extra code as of now, but I'll explain it to you in a while. So it will be if stk dot is empty colon, then I'll print stack is empty, else print you popped comma stk dot pop. Okay, so what happened here? Suppose if I called pop on an empty list, then it would throw a runtime error. So it's better to protect this part of the code using the is underscore empty method. Therefore, I have written an extra if and else. So it is going to first check if the stack is empty. If it is empty, then it is going to print stack is empty. And if the stack is not empty, then it will call the pop method. Now I'll write the condition of the top function. So it will be elif user op equals to top colon print. I'll write some commentary like topmost element arrow comma stk dot top. Okay, this will do the necessary task. Since I'm also giving an option to print the stack, so I'll have to write a condition for it. Hence, I'll write elif user underscore op equals to print colon, and I'll simply write stk dot print stack. That's it. But wait a while. What if the stack is empty? Then it is simply going to print nothing. So here I should put the same check as I put here in the condition of the pop operation. Okay, so I'll write an extra if and else. So I'll write if stk dot is empty colon, then I'll print stack is empty, else I'll call the print stack method. And finally, I will write the condition to quit the running program. So this will be elif user underscore op equals to quit colon, and I will write break to kill the infinite loop. Now it's time to run this program. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on this play button. So let me click on it. Okay, let me check the console if it has started. Great, the menu appears fine. Now this is the message that I gave as a parameter to the input function, and therefore it is appearing as a super cool prompt, and it is asking me to enter as input any operation that I want to perform on this stack. So what I'm going to write here is push 30. That means I'm pushing 30 to my stack. I'll hit enter. I'm not getting any error or warning, so I assume that 30 has been pushed inside the stack. Now I'll try to push 20 in my stack. Alright, and then I'll try to push 10 inside this stack. I would like to check, I would like to see if all these three elements have been pushed in the way I coded them to be inside my stack. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to write print. There you go, the stack appears fine. I pushed 30 first, so it is appearing at the bottom, and then 20, and the last element that I pushed inside the stack was 10, so it is appearing at the top. Now the second operation that I would like to test is pop, and I expect that it is going to remove the topmost element, which is 10. So let me write pop and hit enter. There you go, it displays a message you popped and it says 10. So now if I write print, I expect that only 20 and 30 should appear in the stack. Okay, so pop worked fine. Great. Now it's time for me to test the top operation. Now I expect the top operation to display the element as 20 because it's the topmost element currently in the stack. So when I am going to type top and hit enter, see, I am getting 20 as the topmost element. So this top operation is working fine. Great. Now if I write pop, hit enter, so I can see that 20 has been popped out of the stack. That means removed from the stack. And I write pop another time. Now I think that my stack is empty as of now because there were three elements that I pushed and I have run pop operations 3 times. So the stack is supposed to be empty. Now at this point of time, if I try to pop any element from the stack, let's see what message it gives. I write pop and hit enter, and check this out. It is telling stack is empty. So now you understand why I wrote that method is underscore empty and why I put that if else check over there. Now since our stack is empty, I would like to print the stack and check what message I get. I write print and hit enter, and it's again saying stack is empty. So I can say that my program is working pretty fine. Now the last operation that I'm going to test over here is quitting this program. That means coming out of the infinite while loop. So I'll write quit and hit enter, and there you go. I have exited the program. And I can say that this program that implements stack in Python is running absolutely fine. Now at the start of the video, I told you that implementing stack in Python using Python list can run into performance issues. Now I would like to tell you the reason behind that. So the biggest issue is that a Python list can run into speed issues as it grows. The items inside a Python list are stored next to each other in memory. Now, if the stack grows bigger than the block of memory that currently holds it, then Python needs to do some memory allocations. This can lead to some append calls taking much longer than once. That means when you are trying to push an element inside the stack, it can take much longer. So to overcome this issue, you need to replace the Python list with TQ. Now you will find a video on the implementation of stack in Python using TQ on joystick. You can go through that video to learn how I implement stack in Python using TQ. With this, we have come to the end of this video. I hope you followed along with me and were successfully able to implement the stack in Python. Do let me know how your experience was in the comment section, and do let me know any feedback that you have about this video. I will see you in the next video of Joystick. Till then, goodbye and take very good care of yourself.